Hello there, it is JP Murray. This is the Push to Pass podcast. Thanks for joining me. Today we're tackling two critical topics: conquering fear and effectively delivering important messages, even bad news. So I want to sprinkle a little hope on overcoming fear. Folks, everyone has some kind of anxiety. They're afraid of something, the cold call that you're about to make, the career change that you're considering, and whether to quit that job or start a new one, facing a sales team that may be larger and a business that may be larger in that pitch, or even going up against an athletic team that's won more championships than you. There might be something in there, some kind of fear that's banging on your head. But here's the truth. The fear is often based on what others might think of us, not what actually happens. There's no monster under the bed. There's only a monster in our head that we have to overcome. We worry about what others think and what could go wrong. But what truly matters is what we think of ourselves when we try, and the professional or individual courage that we build and we develop when we address what we are afraid of. So here's one more layer to kind of peel back on this. Those people that you think might be judging you and that cause you some kind of fear, they're not thinking about you nearly as much as you might want to believe. I had one of the worst cold calls of my career last week, and I've been doing this for a long time. Here's why it went bad. I was shocked when someone answered the phone. We leave so many voicemail messages. I choked when somebody actually said hello. So I needed to be better prepared. I needed to have my responses to objections ready. I just need to fix the situation. But here's the deal. No one knows that I stunk that call up, or do they care? The key was to go again and to get better. So go for it. Take the leap. The only way to conquer what you're afraid of is to face it head on and recognize, our deepest concerns are never really what happens. So the second part of that is delivering bad news or important information. It's one fear or resistance that you might have is delivering critical information. My nature is I'm a glass half full guy, and speaking critically has been difficult. So I had to train to do so, and I still do. So I developed a process or some tactics that have helped me get through that. It's never easy to say the project is terrible, but it is often necessary to do so. So, 1, choose the right medium. Don't deliver important information, good or bad, via text or email. Do it in person. The method of delivery determines how important you consider the message. If I call somebody, or I do a meeting, or I do a face-to-face in some point, that reiterates that the message is important and should be listened to. Secondly, provide some context. Most importantly, if you have a text message or an email, people can't read into this maybe all the things that you want them to understand. People understand the words, but they often miss the intent. Third, ask for permission. This is one that's really helped me. Before you begin, ask, hey, can I give you some feedback? This subtle approach allows the person to frankly open themselves up to the conversation. Time it right. Don't rush into feedback when emotions are high. For instance, I don't talk to my colleagues or athletes that I'm coaching right after a bad softball game or a bad sales call. That conversation can come later when people are more open to the conversation. This is another important part. Number 5, address actions, not characteristics. Focus on specific behaviors rather than character traits. For example, this may come up. When you roll your eyes, it makes people think that you're not on the team. That is a very different delivery than you have a bad attitude. If you don't critique a specific action, you may not have a valid point. You may be perceiving or interpreting what people are doing. The final thing I want to mention is don't wait too long. Don't delay. Finally, as you're having these conversations, the issues don't improve with time, and addressing them promptly allows you to move forward in a better way. So remember, whether you're facing your fears or delivering tough messages, it's all about taking action, being brave, kind, and clear. Until next time, this is JP Murray. Thanks for listening, encouraging you to push to pass. So long, everybody.